Shout out to the person who sent me this question. Without this question, probably wouldn't be doing this video. So with that being said, let's get into it. So for those of you guys who don't know me, my name is aka Yasuke, but more importantly, I live the poly lifestyle. And that's not a flex. It's not for the faint of heart, all right? Like, but I do lead the lifestyle, and I've been leading it for like 10 years now. Going on 11. Whew. The person who reached out to me is a 23-year-old who just got married and is just now figuring out that they might want to venture off into that lifestyle. He also wants to not be a dishonest person, and he wants to talk about it safely with his new wife. Congratulations, by the way. But he doesn't want to bring about problems in the relationship. He doesn't want to bring about anything that might stir up any insecurities or might cause the relationship to fall apart. So with that being said, let me give you a little insight about me, right? I met my girl around like 1920 and presented her the idea probably around like anywhere between like 21, maybe 22, right? And because of like all my past, because I know how guys are, because I know how easy it is for everybody to mess up in this world, we're all human beings. I would rather just keep it honest. I went to my girl, I was like, yo, I don't want to hurt you. I don't want there to always be a reason to distrust. I don't want you looking over your shoulder. Just keep it a buck 55. I personally feel as though, and I believe that my lifestyle and the lifestyle I want to lead is more so a polyamorous lifestyle. And I understand that how that could sound, and it has nothing to do with you or anything like that. But I know that because of certain things that you've gone through in your past, that it makes it harder for us to be intimate. And I know that you're still finding your way, and I don't want to rush your process, but I also have my needs. I also have things that I want. But outside of that, it's not about sex, it's more so about community, right? If you are going through those things, I want you to have somebody who you feel safe, who knows for a fact and can understand where you're coming from. And outside of that, I don't see it any different than the community of friendship. It's just a lot more intimate. She understood it. The principle just became, for our sake, the rules, the community build, and we were honest. Now, peep what I said there. For our rules, every poly is different. So the poly things that you see online versus my poly and what is advertised are different. I don't care about making money off my girls. I don't care about using it as a flex to go ahead and get a reality show or anything like that. I care about simply building a community with the people who I love so that when I do have kids, they have mothers, they have tons of my family friends who actually give a single and more than a single. They have the people who will literally die and care for them to their last breath. That's the point of poly for me. How do you make that work? Like I said, it's not for the faint of heart. I go through problems every day. It's a learning curve because you're repeating a process in which it is that you normally would do with one person. But keep in mind, two people relationships weren't always just a thing. Poly has been around for a while. It's just unorthodox to the new society we live in, but it's not new. In order to make it work, you have to have rules. In order to make it work, you have to have clarity. You have to have more so honesty. Honesty is probably one of the biggest rules. Honesty is going to come with communication, and those communication aspects are going to be hard because you're going to hear some things that you maybe don't like, or maybe some things that make you uncomfortable. But how does the team operate? The quarterback can't run every play, and the quarterback can't, just do everything himself. They got to communicate to the rest of the team what they need them to do in order for them to win the game or just at least score a touchdown. And when it comes to being in a relationship, y'all are partners, y'all are a team. Y'all have to communicate. If something is not right, if your leg is bad, you can't run the play, right? If your emotions are down and if you are not feeling comfortable in your relationship and you're not communicating that, then some form of resentment is going to build up. Some unnecessary conversations are going to be had, unnecessary things are going to be said, and can't win like that. We're not talking about winning and getting a poly relationship. We're talking about winning the relationship, right? Winning it back. Because y'all can't be over here trying to do something that involves y'all being right here. It's not hard to do, but it also takes a lot of work. The people in your relationships are your best friend. The woman and or man in your life who you love to death, that is supposed to be your best friend. You're supposed to marry your best friend. Ultimately, there should be no problem with communication. There should be no problem with being honest. But more importantly, when you do those things, the last thing that truly remains is the decision that you make yourself, right? And the decision that they make themselves, which is whatever is decided. Am I okay? And will I accept the things that are left on the table after this? For example, when I let my girl know of 10 years, hey, this is the lifestyle I want to live. If you do not want to do this, I understand. We just got to go a different way. But if we can find a way to compromise, find a way to meet in the middle, then cool. But if we can't do that, I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to take time away from you being able to be happy. I don't want to rob you of anything, and I don't want to feel robbed myself. That's the big one. Because ultimately, what it means is if everything goes one way, you could be left alone, dude, or female. You could be left alone and have nobody. But that's also allowing you to be able to lead the life it is that you truly want for the first time in an honest way. Pro and con. The second way is somebody's not comfortable, you love them that much to the point where, all right, I'll continue doing this and not getting what I want. And it's not about not getting what you want, but it's more so about like, if the things of not getting what you want continue to stack in your head and they bother you that much, they're going to become ammunition. They're going to become something that you attack with and or that you defend with. And that's where y'all go from doing this, remember, being over here. In which case, that could lead you still to the first answer. It just leads you to the first answer in a different way. And then you start questioning different things. So, all in all, I don't know if any of what I've said is helpful, but more so, I'm just trying to give you my experience, right? My experience and my ideals. And what you do with them, take them with a grain of salt and do whatever you want. But for anybody, man or woman, whatever you are, be honest. Whoever you have in your life with, communicate. And most importantly, if you love them, no matter, even if you're the person that's disagreeing, if you love them enough to not waste each other's time. Love each other enough to not waste each other's time. There's one go around on this globe, no do-over. Peace, happiness, love. I think we all deserve that after the childhoods that we've had, if we've mostly all had a weird upbringing. So I think if anything, everybody deserves just that one thing. And no matter how you get led to it, at least you're there. I've been in my relationship for 10 years successfully. It's had its ups and downs. I've had a couple relationships in between. I think about maybe 2, maybe 3. They were all interesting, but you learn a lot more in this type of situation about yourself and about your partner and about relationships and about humans than you ever will in the normal 2-person relationship. I think that's all I got. If you have any more questions, want to talk about anything, curious about my lifestyle, and or your girl got questions, I don't know, whatever. Shoot them my way, drop them in the comment section, hit me up on Instagram, catch me when I'm live on TikTok, whatever. And we can get chatting and scatting about it. Chatting and scatting. That's so weird. I hope everything work out for you. Hope everything work out for y'all girl. I hope y'all can find some common ground. Hope I answered your question. Talk soon. And what the car said, follow and subscribe.